Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon session of the Commissioner Conference. We have some time constraints, and so we're going to go immediately into executive session. There'll be two executive sessions. The first executive session will be about 5 minutes, and that is for performance of an employee. And the second session will be for contract negotiations. We'll do them back to back. That one is going to be 15 minutes, probably going to spill over. So I wanted to advise people about that. Any objections by anybody on that? So strange as it seems, I will shut my video off, shut my audio off, and we will go to executive session and keep you apprised of progress.
The board is extending the executive session for a period of 10 minutes until 2 p.m.
Thank you. We're back from two executive sessions. In the first executive session and the second one, there were no decisions made. There was discussion, and as a consequence of discussion, we have a decision for the first executive session. If Mr. Dahl would care to make a motion.
Yeah. Make a motion to authorize the chairman to sign a proposed separation agreement with an employee with content as substantially presented to the board.
We always try to keep things with employees so it harms no one. And in that, I don't see any hands up, and I'm glad for that. So let's vote. Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, so that motion does pass. Next order of business, according to my list, is ARPA update. Do we have anybody updating us on ARPA? I don't see anybody on Zoom for that. Nobody in the audience. You're not doing any ARPA update, right? And miscellaneous.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Traci Jackson, Building and Planning Director. I've had requested from two of our Planning Commission members that they would like to be reappointed. Our Planning Commission, our planning staff, and will all recommend that we reappoint Joel Rupley and Jim Hall back to the Planning Commission for additional 4 years.
That's your recommendation?
That's correct.
This is our chance.
I'll
I'm
leave it up
okay
to the
with
board.
that.
I'm okay.
Okay, I'll let them know. Then they can attend Wednesday's meeting. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, that's all you had? How are you doing with Excella?
We are doing well. There's been a few stumbling blocks along the way. We've worked through those. We've got the workflow working well. We've had some positive and some negative complaints from our users. Most have been positive. We're working out a few, as kinks come up, we're working through them. Staff has been outstanding, getting things up running. We're moving So we're finding all of the old permits that were in the permit queue is what they call it in the old system that never worked. We're getting those cleaned up and ready to import into Acela. So we have one permitting system. So there's a lot of back end legwork happening right now, getting those permits that are kind of stuck in the old system, either cleaned up, closed. And so we're working on importing those into the new system. But besides that, there've been some hiccups, but we're working through them. I'm optimistic we can make this work.
Do you have any indication if I want to build a pole barn on my property and I come to you, how long will it take before I have a permit?
So right now, it depends on the piece of property, of course. There's no perfect piece of property. Planning is a little bit slower in getting applications out right now. They've been very busy with urban subdivisions and short plats. We've had a lot. Those numbers actually have increased. They're not going down at all, which is very interesting. Once it gets through the planning stage and the planning clearance, they have the green light from planning to build whatever they want to build. It takes a day or two in the building side to get your permit out. So
Okay, so it's possible.
we've really shrunk the numbers.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. And we're working on getting, once the planning applications get morphed into the new system and they continually to be worked on as we go, we're hoping to get those timelines down as well. So we're really trying.
Are you planning to make policy changes as time goes on, like an engineer drawing gets?
Yes,
Okay.
that and geotechnical reviews as well. Yes, we're working on
Awesome.
both of those aspects.
I understand the engineer drawing. How do you do the geotechnical, or how do you expedite that?
Well, we would take their geotechnical
It's the same thing.
expertise. Yep, same thing as a stamp.
So if
Love
I'm a
it.
contracting geotechnical guy, I give you a piece of paper with my stamp on it, you say, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
And
We
then,
have a lot of improvements left to make. We're only in month one, but the staff is really making some strides. So I'm very proud of them.
I haven't gotten any complaints. It's a little early to hang that one on you, but have you gotten any complaints?
Not really other, nothing specific, they find out I'm with the county, and it's more, oh,
I don't want to get my permit instead of
Yeah.
the process. I know, we're regulatory.
Yeah, once we get cleaned up here, then we can start tackling the bigger picture.
I agree. I
Earlier-
agree.
Earlier today, there was an issue of, did the commissioners go up and do testimony at the legislature on things? And the sad story is it's virtually pointless for us to do that, but it's certainly not reasonable if our own house is not well operating.
And we have a lot of improvements left to make, but every little step forward is a step in the right direction.
Thank you. We certainly appreciate that, and makes us feel happy for two reasons. We've made a good decision, and the people of the county are going to be the beneficiaries of that.
I'm very hopeful. Thank you.
yeah.
Anything else?
Good-
Okay.
Good strides.
I think ARPA was never to happen. That may not have, probably wasn't supposed to be on there. There's so little to report that it's not going to be on the regular menu, but it is on this menu. Citizen comments. Anybody out there want to say anything? Nobody? I am going to count till 3. And then, well, Rick, do you have anything you want to add on there?
I don't,
Okay. Thank you, everybody. This meeting is adjourned.